Hello and welcome to this How to Spot Colour and Autumn Scene video tutorial. I'm Ali Jennings, and in this technique I'll be showing you how to combine the best of black and white with colour. So here's our original shot taken by Ed Godden, and what we're going to do after the process is end up with something along these lines. So here we can see the nice contrasty black and white, and picked out on the rocks there are all those vibrant leaves of red and yellow. I've also just added a nice big thick border just to add to the impact of the shot. So what we'll do is get straight into it, and if I go back to the original picture, and the first thing that we want to do is just a crop to compose. So if we select our crop tool, which is just C for our shortcut, then we want to make sure that all of the options in the crop tool options at the top of the screen are all blank. If there are any values in there, just highlight those and hit delete to get rid of them. Now we're going to do a nice square crop, so if we hold down the shift key on your keyboard, and we're just going to click up in the top left hand corner and just drag that right down to the bottom so that we've drawn a perfect square. Now if I want to move that around, all I need to do is just left click and I can move that into position, and if I want to adjust the size at all, I can just go up to one of those anchor points in the corners, hold down shift just to retain the proportion, and I'm just going to crop that in a little bit there. So once I'm happy with my crop and where the crop is marked out, all I need to do is hit the commit tick and that'll crop my image in. So with that done, I can now move on to the basic enhancements. And the first thing to do is just to correct any colour casts. And the easiest way to do that is with levels. So if I go over to my layers palette first of all, and I'm just going to left click, drag and drop the background layer onto the new layer icon, and that's going to create a background copy layer. Then go over to my adjustment layers, and I'm just going to select levels. And then to correct any colour casts, I'm going to select the grey point pipette, and as the name suggests, just find a grey area within the image and just click, and you'll instantly see those colours transform. So I've just clicked onto a grey area, and when I'm happy with that, all I do is just click OK to confirm that change. Now to apply my adjustment layer to my image layer, all I need to do is go Control or Option E, and that'll flatten that layer down onto the background copy layer. I just switch that layer off and then back on, and you can see the difference that that's made. And now I need to lighten up a few of those shadows, so to do that I'm going to use shadows and highlights. So if we go to Enhance, down to Adjust Lighting and select Shadows and Highlights, and the first thing I want to do is just to lighten up a few of those shadows. So if I take that up to about 55%, and we can start to see a lot more detail in those shadow areas, and that's going to help when we do our contrasty mono conversion. Just take a look at the darken highlights, take that up to about 10%, and my mid-tone contrast I want to take up to about 30%, and you can really see the contrast coming out within the picture. Now as a colour image it's going to look a little bit dodgy, but when we convert that to black and white, those tones will really come out and add a lot of contrast to our black and white conversion. So I'll just click OK to confirm the shadow and highlight change to the picture. So I'll leave you there to get on with those basic enhancements, and I'll join you in the next part where we'll have a look at the mono makeover.